Hello everybody, my name is Scarface King and today we're going to be talking about a concept event for Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. Now, recently a lot of people have been complaining about the somewhat repetitive nature of the content on Dokkan, you know, characters coming back and having basically the same skills but buffed, and just seeing the same units fulfilling the same roles in the meta over and over again. I mean, sure, it's nice to get a new Gogeta and a new Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, but they're not much different than the old ones, except that they're better, which is great, I guess. But we want new content. I think that's a fact all around. Now, I've literally, just as I'm recording this video, seen the V-Jump leaks. Supposedly we're getting a Super Saiyan 3 Broly. I'm all for it. I don't care about non-canon, like, Broly's non-canon anyway, so just go crazy. I don't mind. I'm perfectly fine with that. Pretty sure he's going to be fairly strong, so I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, even with him being added, you could say some of the content's a little stale. What I have for you today is a short video, which could be a series of videos depending on how well this one does, where I'm going to be talking about an event, a concept for an event that I would like to see in Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. So if you enjoyed the video, if you don't, just leave a comment, let me know. Feedback much appreciated. This is my first time doing this kind of thing, so you know, stuff like balancing the characters and giving them passives and links that actually make sense, we're just going to kind of avoid all that, and we're just going to have some fun with it, and you know, just don't take it too seriously, and I'll leave some things up to your own imagination. Okay, so this event consists of two main parts, a gacha and a story event. We'll leave the gacha for last because that's the tasty bit. Now, while this event will most likely never happen, I'm still very excited to show this to you. It took a little bit of work, I put a little bit of effort in. While I didn't produce any of the artworks myself, I took artworks I found online, which I'll link to all the contributors down below. And I also took the card template, which I will also link down below. Everyone will be credited down below, I don't want to leave anybody out. I took those things and I tried to put them together, give him some skills and stuff. I don't know how well it's come out, we'll see what happens, but anyway, let's get started. This is the revamped Super Dragon Ball Heroes event. I was a bit disappointed recently. We got the Dragon Ball Heroes gacha coming back, and there was nothing new added. They got rid of the guaranteed SSR, and I mean, yeah, they discounted the gacha, but there were no new units. All there really was a chance to get the Super Saiyan adult Gotenks, which, I mean, yeah, sure, he is an okay unit, and, you know, you give him medals, he's great. But my problem is that, really, I wanted an incentive to pull. And if anything, when I saw it come back, the fact that they changed the banner made me not want to pull. So, let's move on from that. Let's say that was the part 1, and this is the Super Dragon Ball Heroes event part 2. Now, I'm not going to be able to include everything that I want to include in this for reasons such as couldn't find the artwork that I needed, or I couldn't think of a good idea for that character, or I didn't really know where to go with a certain character. So certain characters will be skipped over, characters that would be good in this, but maybe just won't see their part. So, first things first, a login campaign. We get them with every single event and I love it. They try and do things a little bit differently sometimes, but a lot of the time it follows a pretty standard structure, you know. We get Dragon Stones, we get training items, we get medals, and that's about it. There's not much else to it normally. But let's change things a little bit. So as well as all the normal good stuff that you will be getting every single day for logging in, you will also get a copy of the card Our Heroes, the Avatars, Beat and Note. Now, this card has two characters on it. These are the... I don't know if you could really call them the protagonists. These are the player characters of Dragon Ball Heroes, and of course are the protagonists of the manga. My idea for this card was, because we're going to have a story mode event that will drop Beat and Note separately, I'd like an SSR that could level up both of their specials. So maybe you go for one, maybe you go for the other. But no matter what, you'll be able to level up their super attack. Every day for logging in, you will also receive a hero card and a villain card. Now, these are support items you can use in battle. The hero card will give super units +1 key every turn for 4 turns. The villain card will give extreme units +1 key for every turn for 4 turns. Depending on how you look at it, these cards could be kind of OP, but it's going to be a limited thing, so it doesn't really matter, I don't think. I also think it'd be good if these support items were farmable from the story mode event, but obviously that really depends on balancing issues and whatever, but it'd be kind of nice to see. The story event. Now, this event will drop Awakening medals for multiple different characters. To start off, Toa, who you may remember got added to the game ages ago in a Xenoverse gacha, she will now have a Dokkan Awakening. Now, I'll put that on the screen, and, you know, I was thinking about adding in Demigra and Mira, however, finding good artwork of their alternate forms that, like, fit the Dokkan battle style just wasn't happening for me. So maybe if I ever do a follow-up video to this, we'll see them in it, but for now, they've been left out. The medals will also be used to awaken the characters from the new Dragon Ball Heroes gacha, which we'll be talking about later. And they will be used to awaken Beat and Note from the story event drops. Now, the story event drop Beat and Note, in my opinion, I would like to see be similar to Goku Jr. People will love that Goku Jr. event, and I know I did. He fits straight into my Ink Gogeta team. He's a free-to-play unit. He can, you know, go ham on the events where you have to use free-to-play units, and I just think, you know, why not? Why not have more events like this? So, in my eyes, I think we should have an SR Beat and an SR Note that awaken into SSR and then awaken into UR, obviously. And I'd like to see them progress from just their normal state up to Super Saiyan and then up to Super Saiyan God. By doing this, you're making some really strong free-to-play units that could slot into multiple different teams and could really do a number on Frieza or Goku. To go with this, obviously, they need their own ability orbs, and instead of just using the same ones that Goku Jr. used, I think they should have their own unique Dragon Ball Hero ability orbs. But what I would also like to see is those orbs being used for the characters in the gacha. Now, I could kind of see the argument against this, because if the story mode event goes away, you won't be able to farm the ability orbs that you need. So maybe this wouldn't be the case for the gacha characters, but I thought it would just switch up the way people play things a little bit. Now, the Dragon Ball Heroes gacha banner itself. This part is interesting. Obviously the part I'm most excited about because I got to mess around with some of my favourite characters from Dragon Ball Heroes and make them into actual cards on Dokkan Battle. The problem is, most of these characters in the story are kind of OP. Most of these characters in the game, because I don't know what I'm doing, are kind of OP. But I just tried to have a little fun with it, make them at least a little bit unique, although at the end of it I don't think I did a very good job, but hey, let's just take a look at them and you can decide for yourself. So first up, we have the format of the summons. Now, I think that this should be a constantly rotating thing, you know, you do the first step, you do the second step, you do the third step, it resets. I love the way step up summons do that in other games. Dokkan Battle has been pretty good at doing it. And so let's bring that into this gacha. So, the first card, Goten, Xeno. I wanted to do more with this card, to be honest. Goten doesn't get much service in this series except as Gotenks, but we've had so many Gotenks cards and so many Trunks cards in this game. I just wanted to see adult Goten get a little bit of love, and I didn't really know what to do with the card other than leave him as an SSR for now. Maybe in future installments of Dragon Ball Heroes, he'll have a more featured role. Super 17 and Super 17 18 Absorbed. While Super 17 wasn't the most popular as far as villains go, the design for him is good, and I think when he absorbs 18, the design gets even better. They put a lot of effort into the designs for Dragon Ball Heroes. I wish I could have found a slightly higher res image for the 18 absorbed version of this card, but it was a little bit difficult. I worked with what I had though. Xeno Gohan, who Dokkan awakens into Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. This card's a little bit ridiculous, but the majority of things in Dragon Ball Heroes are. I know we've only barely got Goku and Vegeta as Super Saiyan 4, but we're getting Super Saiyan 3 Broly, so there's no reason we can't just go a little bit off the beaten track and go for a Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. The art before he's Dokkan Awakened is stunning for this card. I feel like there's so many good renders of the Xeno versions of characters. I tried to mess with Super Saiyan 4 Gohan to try and make him a somewhat unique character. He gives super intelligence and super strength types Ki +2, attack and defense plus 130%. He does not increase HP. He is a super int type and he causes immense damage when he uses a super attack, but his super attack will do ×3 damage versus physical enemies. With this, I kind of felt like we were going back a little bit to Gogeta, where he ignores the enemy's type essentially. He never has a disadvantage. And I thought, well, Gohan's supposed to be this like super intelligent, battle smart character. So why doesn't he take his weakness and turn it into his strength? Physical should be his weakness, but he's actually doing more damage to physical enemies than any other type. It might just be a silly gimmick, but I thought it's something different. Super Saiyan 4 Broly, who awakens into Super Saiyan 4 Broly. Yeah, let's just go ahead and make more Broly cards. Let's make them even more broken. Why not? It's kind of stupid, but he fits in on this banner. It's a card that basically got created just for this series, even though I think fanboys around the world have been drawing it for years. I had considered replacing him with a more reasonable extreme type card. There is, I think, a more recent version of Majin Buu who's absorbed the kind of demonic version of Deborah. I think that would have worked too, but for now, I'm just going to stick with Broly, because why the hell not? Now, I do realise that I've made him quite strong, but there's not a lot I can do about that now. I've already made the card. Broly gives extreme strength and physical types, Ki +2, and HP attack and defense plus 100%. Pretty solid by today's standards, not top of the bin, but still pretty good. His super attack, however, may be a little bit much. His super attack deals immense damage to all enemies. As you know, Broly's gimmick is to attack all enemies at once. However, this Broly also does ×2 damage against super cards. What this means is if you use this Broly against, say, a Goku or a Vegeta or a Trunks, he'll be doing twice as much damage. Is this a good idea? Probably not. But we're leaving it in anyway. Now the final card, and this is the one I'm happiest with, because I love Bardock as a character. I think he gets quite a lot of service in Dokkan Battle, but he seems to get even more in Dragon Ball Heroes, which I'm perfectly fine with. Even though he only had a tiny part in the Dragon Ball Z series, he's an important character, there's no doubt. And I took a couple of liberties with this card, but I really do think this has the potential to be an interesting mechanic. So to begin with, Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. The Dokkan Awakened version of this card increases extreme physical and super strength types Ki +3. The reason I did this is because he's an extreme type before he's a Dokkan Awakened, and he's a super type after. My idea behind that was he's being controlled before, but now he's not. And, you know, it's a hybrid card. It could be cool. For extreme physical and super strength, he also gives a HP attack and defense buff of 130%. Now this would make him insanely strong, but his super attack is a double-edged sword. Super Saiyan 3 Bardock causes colossal damage to one enemy, but for every Ki Orb you hit, you take 15,000 damage. Now with the setup he's got, you don't really even need to hit that many Ki Orbs to hit your super attacks, but all it would take is one misclick, and you might even kill your entire team in one hit of your own super attack. I know this is a bit far-fetched, and really, this is not something they'd look to add into the game, but I just wanted to try something completely different. In the end, his leader skill isn't that different. It's a little bit of a hybrid, but it's still kind of just the same, following the pattern sort of thing. But I really think his super attack is something interesting. Now, there are a lot of characters I missed out on that I would have liked to include in this. Xeno Goku, Xeno Vegeta, the Black Masked Saiyan, which is obviously just Vegeta. There's also some really cool new designs for Xeno Trunks, including a Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Trunks. But we have so many of these characters in the game already, I feel like they can at least sit out on one banner. We can have one banner that's not just about Goku or Vegeta or Trunks. But yeah, that's basically it for this. I know this video is probably not as long as I wanted it to be. I wanted to put a lot more effort in, but you know, can't blow the budget all on the first video now, can we? Anyway, let me know what you think, and you know, criticism is much appreciated as usual. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.